Tip number 224 from the book 501, Contractor Tips. This is a biggie, leaving money on the table. I think about the best way I could sum this entire video up is that you need to know what the other contractors in your area are charging and that you are not underbidding them by a ridiculous sum of money. That's probably about the best way I can say this. I had a tough time for years. I would go in and bid a job, and I bid the job like I've suggested in some of these videos. If you're happy with the prices, turn them in, and I'm all fine with that. You know, if you're happy making $25 an hour and this is what you're going to charge, go for it. But if you want to make more money, or if you can't afford health insurance for your family, then you're going to need to figure out a way to maximize your profits. And this is one of them. You're going to need to know what other contractors in the area are charging. And there are a variety of different ways you can do this, but I think I already mentioned them in the previous tips. So you have to go back and find that. If you're having a problem finding the information, feel free to leave a comment in the comment area, and I will see if I can put a link in there to it. But here's what happened to me. I'm motoring along, probably 25, 30 years old, and I'm happy. I'm working for myself, making pretty good money, but I can't afford insurance for my family. And, I'm making my payments and saving a little money here and there for the tough times that come. And then when the tough times come, I get wiped out, and this isn't how you want to live your life as a contractor. It's kind of one of the reasons why I wrote the book and putting this tip in there, is that you really do need to charge a fair wage. When I say a fair wage, this would be a wage that you can actually live off of. Obviously I'm not suggesting a fair wage would be $500 an hour because you want to live in a $12 million house, That's not what I'm suggesting here. But if you do, you're just going to have to do things a little differently, I'm suggesting that you find out what the other contractors are charging and charge something similar to that, up in the price range. Here's what happened to me more than once. I would go in and I'd bid a job. Let's say that I bid the job for $25,000. I would have a contractor come in, and the next closest bid was $40,000. And I'm like, well, even if I could have just charged another $5,000 and made it $30,000, I'm still the cheapest bidder. I'm going to be able to make a little more money to buy some better tools, to save a little more money for the tough times, or genuinely the main reason why you're in business as a contractor is to actually have a higher quality of living for your family, for yourself, to make more money. And this is what it's going to take. You're going to need the information. You're going to have to do some detective work. I mean, one time I bid a job and the guy goes, "I can't believe it. You're going to do this for $14,000? The cheapest bid I had was $29,000. This is after I finished the job." You don't want to tell this as a client to your contractors while they're working there, But the guy told me after, he just came right out and it was like, "What a chump you are. You're just, you did the job and you did what I wanted, and you did a great job, but you just lost, $13,000, $14,000. Just threw it down the tank, And it's like, okay, and this is kind of what got me thinking, but I didn't really get this lesson for another 5 years. I really didn't. It was a hard lesson to get. I didn't get it until I came to work for another guy who was he was a master salesman, one of the best, and he taught me a lot of stuff. A lot of his stuff is in this book because this is where I gained the most knowledge and actually started to make the most money and made the people the most and made a lot of people happy along the way, So. And it doesn't really sound right. You think if you're going to charge a lot of money to somebody that you're going to end up with people who don't like you. I can't believe they ripped me off. It's not the case most of the time. I hate to say it. It's not. You go work for people who don't make enough money. They're making $500 a week and you're charging them $800 to fix something. This is a week and a half worth of their wages. It's totally different than somebody who's paying for this with working for 2 or 3 hours or one day. Totally different scenario. And these are the people really you need to be working for. You're not going to make a lot of money working for people who don't have much money. You're going to have to find people who have the money and are willing to spend it. This is the main source of your clientele. I'm not going to beat this thing to death. I just wanted to point out I had some tough times with my business as a contractor, and my family suffered because I didn't really get this point. You've got to be charging the similar wages or close to it to other contractors in your area. Don't let these jobs, don't underbid these jobs by an enormous sum of money. You know, if you're underbidding your competition by 5% or even 10%, that might be pushing it. That's different. But if you're underbidding the competition by 40 to 50%, and you're not happy with that, you're really not, your family's not making you're not making a life, you know, putting it together you wanted to live, then you're going to have to make sure you're not leaving money on the table. Don't forget to check out more of our videos at 501.gregvan.com/videolist.html. Should be a link at the top of our main channel also. If not, visit the website and scroll down to the bottom, I believe, and you should find the link. Make it easier on yourself.